The liger is a hybrid cross between a male lion and a tigress. Thus, it has parents with the same genus but of different species. It is distinct from the similar hybrid tigon. It is the largest of all known extant felines. Ligers enjoy swimming, which is a characteristic of tigers, and are very sociable like lions. Ligers exist only in captivity because the habitats of the parental species do not overlap in the wild. Historically, when the Asiatic lion was prolific, the territories of lions and tigers did overlap, and there are legends of ligers existing in the wild. Notably, ligers typically grow larger than either parent species, unlike tigons, which tend to be about as large as a female tiger and is the cross between a male tiger and a lioness. History: the history of ligers dates to at least the early 19th century in India. In 1798, a Parmesan Geoffroy Saint Hilaire made a color plate of the offspring of a lion and a tiger. In 1825, G. B. Whittaker made an engraving of liger cubs born in 1824. The parents and their 3 liger offspring are also depicted with their trainer in a 19th-century painting in the Norvège style. 2 liger cubs born in 1837 were exhibited to King William IV and to his successor Queen Victoria. On December 14, 1900 and on May 31, 1901, Carl Hagenbeck wrote to zoologist James Cossar with details and photographs of ligers born at the Hagenbeck's Tierpark in Hamburg in 1897. In Animal Life and the World of Nature, A. H. Bryden described Hagenbeck's lion-tiger hybrids. It has remained for one of the most enterprising collectors and naturalists of our time, Mr. Carl Hagenbeck, not only to breed, but to bring successfully to a healthy maturity, specimens of this rare alliance between those 2 great and formidable felidae, the lion and tiger. The illustrations will indicate sufficiently how fortunate Mr. Hagenbeck has been in his efforts to produce these hybrids. The oldest and biggest of the animals shown is a hybrid born on the 11th May, 1897. This fine beast, now more than 5 years old, equals and even excels in his proportions a well-grown lion, measuring as he does from nose tip to tail 10 feet 2 inches in length, and standing only 3 inches less than 4 feet at the shoulder. A good big lion will weigh about 400 pounds. The hybrid in question, weighing as it does no less than 467 pounds, is certainly the superior of the most well-grown lions, whether wild-bred or born in a menagerie. This animal shows faint striping and mottling, and, in its characteristics, exhibits strong traces of both its parents. It has a somewhat lion-like head, and the tail is more like that of a lion than of a tiger. On the other hand, it has no trace of mane. It is a huge and very powerful beast. In 1935, 4 ligers from 2 litters were reared in the zoological gardens of Bloemfontein, South Africa. 3 of them, a male and 2 females, were still living in 1953. The male weighed 340 kg and stood a foot and a half taller than a full-grown male lion at the shoulder. Although ligers are more commonly found than tigons today, in At Home in the Zoo, Gerald Eales wrote, "For the record, I must say that I have never seen a liger, a hybrid obtained by crossing a lion with a tigress. They seem to be even rarer than tigons." The liger was mentioned in the popular 2004 movie, Napoleon Dynamite. In one scene, Napoleon draws a picture of a liger, and when asked what it is he says, "It's pretty much my favorite animal. It's like a lion and a tiger mixed. Bred for its skills in magic." Size and growth: the liger is often believed to represent the largest known cat in the world. Males reach a total length of 3 to 3.5 am, meaning they are bigger than large Siberian tiger males. Imprinted genes may be a factor contributing to huge liger size. These are genes that may or may not be expressed on the parent they are inherited from, and that occasionally play a role in issues of hybrid growth. For example, in some dog breed crosses, genes that are expressed only when maternally inherited cause the young to grow larger than is typical for either parent breed. This growth is not seen in the paternal breeds, as such genes are normally counteracted by genes inherited from the female of the appropriate breed. Other big cat hybrids can reach similar sizes. The tigon, a rare hybrid of a male lion and a female tigon, is roughly the same size as the liger, with a male named cub Anakin reaching 363 kg. The extreme rarity of these second-generation hybrids may make it difficult to ascertain whether they are larger or smaller, on average, than the Liger. It is wrongly believed that Ligers continue to grow throughout their lives due to hormonal issues. It may be that they simply grow far more during their growing years and take longer to reach their full adult size. Further growth in shoulder height and body length is not seen in Ligers over 6 years old, same as both lions and tigers. Male Ligers also have the same levels of testosterone on average as an adult male lion, yet are azoospermic in accordance with Haldane's rule. In addition, female Ligers may also attain great size, weighing approximately 320 kg and reaching 3.05 am long on average, and are often fertile. In contrast, Pumapeds tend to exhibit dwarfism. Hercules and Sinbad, Jungle Island, an interactive animal theme park in Miami, is home to a liger named Hercules, the largest non-obese liger, who is recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records as the largest living cat on Earth, weighing over 410 kg. Hercules was featured on the Today Show, Good Morning America, Anderson Cooper 360, Inside Edition and in a Maxim article in 2005, when he was only 3 years old and already weighed 408.25 kg. Hercules is healthy and is expected to live a long life. The cat's breeding is said to have been a complete accident. Sinbad, another liger, was shown on the National Geographic Channel. Sinbad was reportedly similar in weight to Hercules. Longevity, Shasta, a ligress was born at the Hogle Zoo in Salt Lake City on May 14, 1948 and died in 1972 at age 24. Valley of the Kings Animal Sanctuary in Wisconsin had a male liger named Nook who weighed around 550 kg, and died in 2007, at 21 years old. Hobbs, a male liger at the Sierra Safari Zoo in Reno, Nevada, lived to almost 15 years of age before succumbing to liver failure and weighed in at 450 kg. A liger lived for 17 years in Bloemfontein, South Africa. This liger was born in 1943 and died in 1960. South Africa still has 2 ligers at its one zoo at Bloemfontein. Fertility. The fertility of hybrid big cat females is well documented across a number of different hybrids. This is in accordance with Haldane's rule. In hybrids of animals whose sex is determined by sex chromosomes, if one sex is absent, rare or sterile, it is the heterogametic sex. According to Wildcats of the World by C.A.W. Gisberg, ligers and tigons were long thought to be sterile. In 1943, a 15-year-old hybrid between a lion and an island tiger was successfully mated with a lion at the Munich Heilbronn Zoo. The female cub, though of delicate health, was raised to adulthood. In September 2012, the Russian Novosibirsk Zoo announced the birth of a liger, which is the offspring of a liger mother and a lion father. The cub was named Kiara. Appearance. Ligers have a tiger-like striped pattern that is very faint upon a lionesque tawny background. In addition, they may inherit rosettes from the lion parent. These markings may be black, dark brown or sandy. The background color may be correspondingly tawny, sandy or golden. In common with tigers, their underparts are pale. The actual pattern and color depends on which subspecies the parents were and on how the genes interact in the offspring. White tigers have been crossed with lions to produce white ligers. In theory, white tigers could be crossed with white lions to produce white, very pale or even stripeless ligers. There are no black ligers. Very few melanistic tigers have ever been recorded, most being due to excessive markings rather than true melanism. No reports of black lions have ever been substantiated. As blue or Maltese tigers probably no longer exist, grey or blue ligers are exceedingly improbable. It is not impossible for a liger to be white, but it is very rare. Zoo policies. Breeding of ligers has been banned in many zoos and animal sanctuaries due to no conservation value of a hybrid, and the risk it poses on the tigress that gives birth to it. Keeping the two species separate has been standard procedure. However, ligers do occur by accident in captivity. Several AZA zoos are reported to have ligers. See also, heterosis, List of portmanteaus, Panthera hybrid, tiger versus lion, references. This article incorporates text from mesabest.com, which is released under the GFDL. Further reading, Peters, G. Comparative investigation of vocalization in several felids published in German in Spixianis Supplement, 1978. 1 €206. Courtney, N. The Tiger, Symbol of Freedom. Quartet Books, London, 1980.